Good morning. Welcome to Game 1, Day 1 of the 2024 Deep in the Heart of Derby North American South Regionals in Austin, Texas. I am Muffin Tumble.
And I'm Scar Trek. We're here for game number 1. It's going to be Columbia, QuadSquad out of Columbia, South Carolina, taking on the Rockin Hits out of Round Rock, Texas. Muffin, we're underway.
We are, and that is Freight Train, formerly of Texas Roller Girls, already been declared lead jammer for the Rockin City Roller Derby Greatest Hits.
Coming around on a scoring pass now, goes to the outside. Looks like getting some good offensive help from her teammates as the Columbia jammer approaches, forces that call off. Jam number 1 in the books. It's 3-0.
And that was Bing Bong of Columbia Roller Derby. And Rockin City takes the first lead of this game. Rockin City comes into this tournament seed 11. Columbia is at seed 6.
Yeah, a little upset in that jam number 1, right?
Oh, yeah.
Lined up for second jam of the game, 5-on-5 on the track right now. Pearl Jam has the star.
Yep, that looks like Combat Cali jamming first for the first time today.
Oh, Mustache, I'm sorry. Mustache is the jammer for Columbia.
Mustache is a great roller derby name. Here we go. We have a nice little tripod of Columbia skaters holding Combat Cali back.
Ooh, nice clear on the inside line. Columbia's got lead jammer status. First one of the game for them. Combat Cali still looking to find a way out of the pack. Star Pass has made that possible.
That is Miss Destruction, now the jammer of record for Rockin City.
Mustache into the pack right now, calls off the jam. And a back block is sending someone to the penalty box. We'll check on who that is, but 3 points picked up on the jam. So 3-3 right now, Muffin.
Yes, we have our first official lead change of the game. The tie is a lead change.
Okay, counts.
Yes, it
okay,
does.
Good to know, good to know. It's official tournament rules. You know what you got to do.
Yep.
Oh, and we meant to tell you, video is still incoming, so stay tuned for live video. We're working on getting all of the aspects of the stream set up this morning, so be patient with us, but we'll try to give you all the details until then.
Yes, we're doing this vintage style, a.k.a. like radio. Pearl Jam, the jammer of record for Rockin City, out, and the lead jammer for Rockin City Roller Derby. Mustache Power Start seems to be, is still in the penalty box, standing up, sitting out the last few seconds of the penalty.
And Pearl Jam having the lead coming around for the scoring pass. 4 points.
Yep, Power Jam over, Mustache through on initial pass. Pearl Jam hitting the pack at turn number 3.
Mustache approaching the back of the pack right now, going to force that call off. So let's see if any additional points were awarded. Looks like we've got 2 more, so a 6-point pickup for Rockin City brings our score to 9-3, and we've got the number 11 seed on top of Columbia right now, Muffin.
Yes, we do. Possible upset in the works, and actually that is the second lead change of this game. So next up, Chola Rola will be the jammer of record for Rockin City.
And we got a pivot start, everybody up front. Lined up for the defense and underway now.
Painful Lee is jamming for Columbia. Getting tapped out and reset by Centerfold at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Cholarola getting held up at the pivot line by a tripod. We have Hellfire in there along with Moody. They are met with, I believe, Valentina Massacre.
We still have no lead jammer here. One to the box for Columbia. And both jammers just fighting for that initial trip through the pack. It's all defense here, no offensive help from either team. Bridging out on the side of Columbia, but it's going to be a bump out of bounds for Chola Rola. Long drawback.
Another penalty, 3 blockers from each team still on the track, and also lead jammer status also still up for grabs. Both jammers reset all the way to the bottom apex.
We're backwards derby right now. Both jammers getting drawn way back into corner 3. Oh, looks like we got some video coming for you.
Nice assist by Moody. Not quite enough. Painfully getting reset again behind a Spain. Cholarola really trying to get out of there, caught up.
We're over a minute into this jam. No lead jammer awarded yet. This is a defensive display.
Oh, yeah. Jackie Daniels on the inside trying to do some inside offense. There it is. Cholarola, no. Been declared lead jammer, but resetting for safety reasons. But that is 3 of the 4 lead jammer statuses have gone to Rockin City.
Just really long drawbacks on both jammers in this jam so far. It's been pretty brutal out there.
So brutal. When you think you're out, they pull you back in. Sherlock calls the jam. That is our first scoreless jam of this game.
Ooh, what a fight out there. And it looks like we've got video going. Thanks, Thin Mint. So Thin Mint's working the stream this weekend, and thank you so much for the great production.
Indeed. Thank you, Thin Mint. We couldn't do it without you. We also have the Shady Hawkins assisting on production today, doing what Shady does. Welcome back, Shady. We missed you.
So your score right now, 9 for Rockin City, 3 for Columbia. We're under 25 minutes left in period 1, lining up for jam number 5. And that's Freight Train out again, up against Bing Bong.
So it looks like we have 4 jammer rotations so far for each team. Bing Bong at the front of the pack at turn number 1, getting held up by Sinner and Spain. Meanwhile, Freight Train getting tapped to the infield, getting reset to before the pivot line. More whistles blown. Power jam.
That was a forearm to Freight Train. So power jam for Columbia right now. I think this is their first opportunity of the game, right?
Yes, it is. It's the first power jam. We have 1 power jam so far for each team. Bing Bong getting caught up. Oh, huge hit out of bounds, but right back in.
Jackie Daniels came out of the box there. No pass, no penalty for Columbia's jammer, so that's a
no lead.
Not lead, yeah. And looks like we'll go the full 2 minutes on this one. About 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go.
Freight Train standing up, less than 10 seconds on.
Freight Train back in, coming around for, I think, the initial pass still, as the penalty was awarded during the initial trip through the pack. Nice offensive clear on the inside. So Freight Train completes the initial trip, coming around on a scoring pass now. Bing Bong still in the pack, picking up points.
Bing Bong almost out, getting denied by Maneki. Maneki, another former Texas Roller Girl skater. Spain, Sinner, and Jackie Daniels, all 4. This whole pack formerly skated with Texas Roller Girls. Bing Bong hit again. That was Jackie Daniels. Bing Bong resetting and still ready to play. Jackie Daniels, the second penalty this jam.
It's a forearm that was awarded. So, yeah, she's back in the box.
Oh, gosh. Almost a tuck and weave and under, but no, denied again.
Freight Train doing a great job finding a path through the pack. Picking up another scoring trip for Rockin City. That's 8 on the jam so far, holding Columbia scoreless.
3 seconds left in the jam.
No pack is called and the jam times out. So Freight Train able to make it in for a 3rd scoring trip. Columbia also putting up some points. So 10-4 on the jam, 19 for Rockin City, 7 for Columbia. We got about 22 minutes left to go in the first period. What do you got on your stat sheet, Muffin?
I have a continuous lead by Rockin City, but we do have those points scored by Columbia. They've only been able to score 2 of these 6 jams so far, of these 5 jams so far. And we have another jam and another jammer. That is 63. That is Moody jamming for the second time today, and Combat Cali jamming for the second time as well. Combat Cali out on initial, going to sneak through and steal points already. Jackie Daniels again doing incredible defense at the back of the pack, joined by that's
she's in trouble.
3 for Jackie.
Yeah, the ref crew looking at her during this game so far. So lead jammer awarded to Moody. She's already completed an initial trip through the pack and an initial scoring trip, coming around for number 2 right now.
Moody trying to get her out and does on one wheel gracefully. That was a nice little axle. Backwards on one skate. 4 points for Moody. 8 total. Again, that same move right on the outside line.
Sneaking around sideways. Jackie Daniels out of the penalty box with the pivot stripe.
Combat Cali out. That is a scoring pass. Oh, not scoring pass.
I guess that was the initial trip completed there for Combat Kaylee. Moody on the 4th scoring trip right now for Columbia. It's a big pickup for them in the game, evening the score. Mm-hmm.
That is the highest scoring jam of this game. 12 points and counting. Combat again stuck at the back. Moody reset behind Miss Destruction. Miss Destruction is one of the juniors graduating to adulthood with Rockin City. We have Pearl Jam, we have Miss Destruction. We have Goldie Hurts a lot. We have Combat Cali. 4 juniors graduating and doing great.
Wow, another scoring trip completed for Moody and the Columbia Quad Squad. That's 16-0 on this jam so far.
And it's our 3rd lead change of this game. Columbia's here and ready to play.
So 2 more points on that last trip makes it 18-2 on the jam. Columbia taking the lead with 25-21 against Rockin City.
4-point game and 20 minutes left in the half.
We got a pivot lineup again going into jam number 7.
Again, if you don't know where Rockin City is, it's about 30 minutes from here. So these are all local skaters in the light blue. Rockin City Roller Derby. So we have Bing Bong jamming again. This is the 3rd time for Bing Bong against Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam, another one of those juniors graduating and also coming back to Texas from a stint skating with Angel City.
Big hit to the inside on Bing Bong. Long recycle.
Pearl Jam head up still hasn't passed the pivot line, but meanwhile, Bing Bong getting swept to the inside and then to the outside. Goldie Hurts a lot, doing great defense at the back of the pack.
The runbacks are pretty strong and quick and intentional with these 2 teams. They're bringing the jammers back quite a bit. And, you know, again, 45 seconds into the jam, no lead jammer awarded yet. It's a really defensive style of play here this morning.
Oh, yeah, defense and a whistle blown. Forearm penalty. I believe that is Hellfire. Yes, it is Hellfire. 4th lead pack advantage for Rockin City. Lead jammer status still up for grabs.
Such a battle out there. We're just now into turn number 2. And Bing Bong finds a line inside. Gets lead jammer for Columbia.
Yep, and just 45 seconds left in this jam, so that was some work. Scar pass, second scar pass for Texas. The new jammer of record, Goldie Hurts a lot.
So Bing Bong just dealing with 2 defenders out there, makes it through the middle, picks up a 4-point scoring trip, and calls off the jam. So 29-21 is the score right now, under 18 minutes left to play. We're headed into jam number 8, and it looks like we've got an official review timeout, team timeout. Super physical, controlled, strategic game this so far this morning.
Oh yeah, and very exciting. We have had 3 lead changes, and we still have an 8-point game. But this timeout is brought to you by On-Site Tournament Wellness. Book now at the Body Break. This is if you're local and in the building. Book now at the Body Breakdown booth for massage, bodywork, and newly added IV hydration sessions from Radiant Hydration and Wellness. Also, you'll see their shirts a lot. The team in light blue is sponsored by Frogmouth. Frogmouth is skater, woman, and worker-owned small business in Austin, Texas that specializes in handcrafting custom uniforms and practice wear for roller derby skaters.
Yeah, they're also a vendor here in the vendor village this weekend, so if you're headed over a little bit later, you can look for them. And just a reminder, if you're joining us after the game's already started, we've started a little bit late this morning, but what we're seeing here is the number 11 seed, Round Rock, Texas, the Rock and Rollers, taking on Columbia, which is the number 6 seed in this tournament. It's been a close game so far, so we had a prediction of about 2-1 on the WFTDA game predictor, but that has not been the case so far, has it?
No, and that team timeout has turned into an official review. This official review is brought to you by Minuteman Press. Shout out to the Minuteman Press, the official print shop of the Texas Roller Girls. They've printed all of our programs, flyers, and posters.
And they are beautiful flyers and posters, aren't they?
They are. We love the swag. We love a good souvenir.
And just to let you know a little bit about our technical difficulties this morning, we had kind of like a remote camera set up for a really great view for the viewers at home so that you had a big view of the track and everything. We've had to pivot, so we're using a much smaller camera right now. Expect this camera angle to improve over the course of the tournament as we figure out the internet issues that have been plaguing us this morning. But we will be improving camera angles as soon as we are able to do that. So.
Oh, and speaking of juniors, I'm going to the chat. Bing Bong possibly also aged up. So Bing Bong, another, and possibly Moody also, both skaters from Columbia.
Yeah, that used to be such a fun and rare thing, and now I feel like it's so common for teams to just be filled with former junior skaters. It's beautiful.
It is.
They're coming into adult derby with like 10 years of experience. It's wild.
I know, right? But they are the future. Like I said, I don't know if it's be broadcast, but we will have a junior exposition bout tomorrow.
Okay, we had a swoopy whistle. I hear the 5 seconds. We're about to get underway with jam number 8.
No change on the scoreboard.
Freight Train has the star for Rockin City, Mustache for Columbia. This was a matchup we saw in jam number 1.
Yep, Freight Train coming into this jam with 13 points so far. So skating more than half the points on the scoreboard for Rockin City.
No pack is called, so Rockin City has to rush up, reform that. Both jammers just taking big hits out of bounds and having to recycle, but it's going to be Columbia. Mustache has lead jammer status.
Mustache is at 50% lead jammer status. We have a forearm penalty on Freight Train. This is Freight Train's second penalty so far. Forearm on someone.
Columbia blocker, it looks like.
Okay.
It was a jammer ref calling a penalty on a blocker, which is always confusing.
It was. I'm sure it was confusing to Freight Train.
Yeah. Okay, quick call off there for Columbia. It was 3-0 on the jam and 17 minutes left to play in period 1. Score right now, Columbia 32, Rockin City 21.
Yep, just under 17 minutes left in this first half. Ooh, Freight Train, let's do a do-over. Back on the jam line, Freight Train with the jammer start. 4-3 pack advantage for Rockin City. Painfully jamming for Columbia. Freight Train already through and the lead jammer.
Yeah, nice push up the inside line. The star comes off of Painfully, looking for the star pass potentially. Freight Train back in for points though right now. This is the first scoring trip. Makes it look easy.
A quick little swivel in through. We have another forearm penalty being called. Ooh, a little penalty trouble for everyone. But Freight Train already been through on one scoring pass. Hitting the pack at turn number 2. Round the outside.
Just a real depleted defense out there as Columbia had several blockers in the penalty box during this jam.
Oh, yeah. Painfully out on initial and forcing the call off.
Okay, so Rockin City closing that gap. It's now 32-29 in favor of Columbia. That was an 8-0 jam for Freight Train and Rockin City. And we've got about 15 and a half minutes left in period 1.
And that's the first scoreless jam in 4 jams for Columbia. They were on a run of like 31 points. Not a run, but they had 31 points scored in the past 4 jams, of course, past 5 jams. But look at that 3-point game.
Super exciting. So out to jam next, Bing Bong for Columbia, and Rockin City puts out Combat Kaylee.
Combat Kaylee reset to the back, resetting behind the jammer line. At the front, that defense is Moxie Balboa, Misdestruction, Centerfold, just center now, and a Spain.
Big jam up in corner 1. Everybody's there. It's a party.
Oh, yeah, we have a great seat for this. One taking the inside, and it works. Bing Bong out first and is the lead jammer.
Nice stealthy star pass there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I just saw the helmet. The helmet guard was gone. That is Misdestruction, now the jammer of record. It's the 3rd star pass and the 2nd time accepted by Miss D for Rockin City.
Easy pass there by Bing Bong. That's going to be 4 points for Columbia.
Really quick slice. Combat now playing defense along with Sinner and Moxie at the back of the pack. The pack really spread out around turn number 3.
Misdestruction just doing work up there against a 2-wall of Columbia defense. They end up knocking the pivot turn jammer inbounds, long recycle.
Ooh.
It's tough. Pivot life is tough, you know.
Pivot life is tough. Oh, Combat Cali being knocked down and reset also. But everybody's resetting. Okay, Bing Bong reset back on the outside of turn number 3. A do-si-do of defense and resets. No one's going anywhere on this track. We're not passing turn 3 for a little while.
Yeah, Rockin City's put the e-brake on in corner 3, and they are not going to let anyone move forward.
Whew. 10 seconds left in the jam.
Just a defensive brawl out there. It looks totally brutal.
Oh, yeah, beautiful reset by both teams as the jam comes to its natural conclusion. But we do have another scoreless jam for Rockin City. They will hold at 29, 40 points for Columbia.
And that kind of undid the last jam, didn't it? Because there were 8 points in the last jam by Rockin City, so they evened the score.
13 minutes left in the half and 11 points between these two teams. Full complement of skaters on the track.
It's Mustache for Columbia, taking on Pearl Jam for Rockin City.
Ooh, Pearl Jam jamming again. Mustache, ooh, almost out, denied.
Both jammers taking hits to the inside and outside, respectively. Just restarting this initial trip through the pack. Big impact by Pearl Jam into the back of the Columbia defense, but no call.
Ooh.
Super defensive half.
Oh, yes.
They came ready to play.
Oh, yeah. We haven't made the top apex yet.
We have no lead jammer. We haven't made it past the pivot line. It's just a grind out there.
Pearl Jam going down and then popping right back up, trying to take a
Whoa.
lower seam and a little leapfrog, sideways leapfrog around, but still stuck behind that wall.
Ooh. A little bit of a pile up in corner one. Getting
Nice.
some offense now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice assist. That is Catrix doing some great defense. Catrix also plays for Austin Anarchy as well as Rockin City. Also used to play for Texas Royal Girls. Maneki going to the box, 4-3 pack advantage. But guess what? Oh, wow.
I said earlier that pivot life is hard. I think jammer life is a lot more difficult in this first half of the game.
Oh, it can be soul crushing. Okay, 4-2 pack advantage now. Ooh, but those two blockers in blue are doing a great job holding back Mustache.
Both jammers just looking real tired, real worn out. This has been Jam's about to time out now, just a couple seconds left. Ooh, what a grind. No lead jammer, no points in that jam. Defense won it, right, Muffin?
Oh, yeah, and that is our second scoreless jam of this game.
So 40-29 is your score right now. Columbia in the lead. We've got under 11 minutes left to play in period one, going into jam number 12. And I see Freight Train on the line. But before this next jam gets started, it's going to be brought to you by Damsels Who Discuss. Shout out to the podcast Damsels Who Discuss for donating tournament MVP trophies. What a nice contribution. Give them a listen on your favorite podcast app and visit them in the vendor village. That's Damsels Who Discuss.
Oh, that's a great podcast. I suggest you take a listen. Okay, so I think we're about to have a third blocker in the penalty box. I'm not sure, but we do have 4-2 pack advantage currently for Columbia. And Freight Train coming into this jam with 21 of those 29 points.
Wow, what a stat.
Oh, yeah. Moody at the front has to get around Sinner and Goldie. Sinner and Goldie.
Wow, good effort there by that two-wall of defense, but Columbia grabs lead jammer status. Freight Train bouncing around the outside line, one to beat up in the front, get some nice offensive help from number 297. That's Maneki.
Oh, yeah, Maneki, great. Freight Train managed to get on the outside on turn number 2, hitting the pack and forcing the call off. 3 scoreless jams in a row for Rockin City.
Savage Patch Kid hit the box at the end of that jam, so Columbia going to be starting down a blocker. Rockin City also has one in the box for jam number 13 coming up. We've got under 10 minutes left to play in period one. Your score right now, Columbia 44, Rockin City 29.
So we have a blocker from each team in the penalty box. That is Catrix. And I'm not sure who the Colombian blocker is, but Painfully is hands in the air, raising the roof, and getting lead jammer status. 4 of the last jams, lead jammer status has gone to Columbia. Cholarola jamming for Rockin City. Cholarola. Oh, we do have a star pass. The 4th star pass for Rockin City. That is Goldie Hurts a Lot jamming for Rockin City.
So Painfully pushing through the pack, completes the scoring trip and calls off the jam to keep Rockin City scoreless in that one. So 4 points is the pickup for Columbia, 48-29, and we're under 9 minutes left to play in period one.
Whew, yeah, and that's 4 scoreless jams for Rockin City. So we have a 16-point run currently by Columbia, 4-3 pack advantage for Columbia as well. But looky-loo, Freight Train has to rest one jam. Freight Train jamming 3 of the last 6 jams, jamming for Rockin City. And that is Bing Bong, jamming again for Columbia.
It's all defense from Columbia on Freight Train, but they are not able to hold Freight Train back. Lead jammer going to Rockin City. Bing Bong stuck on that initial pass. Just now makes it out with a nice spin move.
Freight Train crawling off wisely.
Probably sitting on a couple of points there. Looks like 2 are awarded for Rockin City, breaking that 0 streak that they were on. Now, we're just now, getting close to the 2-to-1 score ratio that was predicted for the game. So I have to say Columbia's really doing a good job of keeping it cool. Like, they didn't have the differential they wanted in the, the first quarter of the game, but they kept it cool, built that lead up. So see what adjustments they make at halftime to get the differential that they want in this sanctioned game.
Yeah, Rockin City really making a name for themselves this season. They had a great showing at Clover Cup in March of this year, beating Dallas 1 and then coming within points for the second game, being defeated by Dallas, who we'll see later this weekend. But here we go, painfully on the jam line against Combat Kaylee.
Combat Kaylee takes a knock with just one hand, touches out of bounds, so we all know the rules about that. Gets to come right back in.
Nice double spin by Painfully, but held up at the top apex.
Nice work on the pack definition from Columbia right now, keeping everybody in play.
Nice assist by Valentina Massacre, but it wasn't quite enough. Again, Valentina with another little shot of offense, but a great reset by that Rockin City defense. Combat Kaylee really getting held up by that Columbia defense.
Yeah, both jammers just getting worked over. No lead jammer yet again. We're a minute into the jam. No lead jammer established, and we're just at corner 2 right now.
Whew. And then the sucking back by the defense. It's like, just when you think you get a couple strides forward, they suck you back in. Oh, ooh, a swing and a miss. That was Manecki.
Columbia's picked up lead jammer status, Painfully coming around for a scoring trip.
Painfully taking a hit. That's Dimple's Destroya. Hitting from the left and then hitting from the right. Ooh, just enough defense.
Nice, really great awareness there by number 59 on Columbia. Meshuggah not letting the defensive player run back on her jammer. Love to see it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Combat Kelly stashing the helmet cover. Still on that initial pass.
Wow, what a grind. So we've got a lead jammer status here, but Combat Kelly's still working on the initial trip, and both jammers getting worked by defense right now. Whew. Do you hear us? We're like, feel the pain,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and just a reminder, I know people are probably thinking they would love a better camera angle. We are working on that, so be patient with us as we get the stream, all the aspects of the stream going this morning. We're going to have a better camera angle as we're able to, so hang in there for that. In the meantime, definitely doing our best for you this morning. It's the last regional tournament before champs. Muffin, this is exciting times.
It's so exciting. And the first 2 place teams of this tournament will be going to champs in November in Portland. Freight Train back on the jam line, doing every other jam and also getting lead jammer status for Rockin City. Moody jamming again for Columbia.
So Moody's still working on the defense from Round Rock. Freight Train coming in for points right now.
Freight Train taking hit after each blocker, but managing to get through. It was like a pinball pass, but we do have Moody out on initial.
Yeah, really close behind Freight Train, so it's going to force the call off. Another nice pickup by Rockin City. They are really wanting to stay in this game, it looks like. And if they can beat a 2-to-1 differential, they're winning on the rankings, right? So, they even if they don't win this game, they can really get a win for their team by beating that 2-to-1 differential.
Oh, yeah, and if they win this game, they get the honor and pleasure and ouch of playing Atlanta Roller Derby, so that's going to be fun, and that is the last game of day 1, so stay tuned, please. We'll be broadcasting all day from our YouTube channel.
So underway with jam number 17, it's Bing Bong for Columbia taking on Chola Rolla for Rockin City.
Both jammers within touching distance. but no one going anywhere. Espagne, last line of defense, not quite enough. Lee Jammer status going to Bing Bong.
Star pass for Rockin City. Goldie hurts a lot. Out of the pack right now, coming around to put some pressure on. Oh no, it looks like an incomplete star pass. Oh, was it? We don't know.
Ooh, all right. So Goldie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with the jammer dropped the star, former jammer.
Okay, so Goldie back his pivots. Whew. Okay, Goldie has the star again in hand.
Legally this time, we hope. Yeah. But in the meantime, Bing Bong coming around for trip number 2.
Ooh, taking that seam successfully.
Yeah, wow, what a push through. So that's 8 points on the jam so far for Columbia.
Yep, hot on Bing Bong's wheels is Goldie. Hurts a lot. Goldie getting around, forcing the call off. Oh, in the old days, Goldie would have got a point for that.
That's true, yeah. All right, so your score right now, Columbia 59, Rockin City 35. We've got under 3 minutes left to go in period 1.
Whew.
Definitely been a physical game so far. Lots of play with pack definition, bridging, long run backs on the jammers. And I've seen a lot of cool pivot starts too, like the pivot actually using the pivot line to move people back and things like that. So fun old school strategy as well we're seeing this morning.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, we do have a team timeout. Wise move by Rockin City, taking advantage of that 2-minute break. Oh, it's official review. I'm sorry. It may have to do with that star pass.
Yeah. And a big thank you again to Thin Mint, who's running our stream this weekend.
Oh, yeah. And big thanks to 888. They have extra large helmets, and they don't belong on size small heads. The certified sweat saver. Better fit, safer fit. 888. Speaking of protection for your head, you also want to protect your other joints. And we do. Oh, one moment for official review.
Official review called by Blue. A review of the penalty assessed for Blue 1096. A successful review will result in that blocker getting removed from the penalty box.
All right. If you didn't catch that, we've got a blocker being sprung from the penalty box as a result of that official review, so it looks like it's going to be retained as well.
And I'm going to tally that official review winning. That's awesome.
It's rare. Yeah, it's like a unicorn sighting.
Yep. Let me go to the chat. Let's see. Oh yeah, just a mention of ARD. Yes, Atlanta in the house. Guess what? We have a lot of superstars in the building, just some as spectators, a lot as skaters. Smarty Pants is here, and if you would like to buy some stronger merch and you're local and in the building, Smarty's here. Smarty will also be, well, at RollerCon. I don't know if that's a secret, but shh.
Don't tell anyone.
No.
I won't say anything. All right, so just to remind you of our score, in case you're listening and not watching, it's Columbia 59, Rockin City 35. We've got a little under 2.5 minutes left in period number 1, lining up for jam number 18. And tell us what you see on the stats.
Yeah, right now I have a 35 to 6 point run in favor of Columbia since jam number 9. So in 8 jams, 35 to 6. But it shows on the scoreboard. But it's still, Rockin City's still in this game.
They're definitely in it. They're playing like they're in it, that's for sure.
We've seen this matchup before. We'll see it again. Freight Train in light blue for Rockin City and Mustache for Columbia. Columbia in black.
Jammer's kind of laying in wait for a second, but wow, Mustache muscling through. Lead jammer status going to Columbia.
Freight Train getting held up. Ooh, looking for a hip whip. Nice assist from Moxie Balboa. Centerfold in the mix as well. 4th penalty for Jackie Daniels.
The defense for Rockin City was a little discombobulated there, so easy pass for Mustache, already 4 points coming around for the second scoring trip for Columbia. Another easy pass on the inside.
Oh yeah, only had to get past 2 blockers and does.
Yeah, some penalty trouble in that jam for Rockin City's greatest hits. They're going to be starting jam number 19 with 1 in the box.
Ooh, and at the pivot line. So you have 4-3 pack advantage for Columbia. Last minute Oh, smart play. Like, oh, there's only 3 on the track. I'm in. Guess what? No, we had one covered. Columbia had a skater inside in the infield. Painfully jamming and going, and lead jammer again. 4 of the last 5 lead jammer statuses going to Columbia.
Yeah, they're really on a little bit of a run here in the second half of the first period.
Oh, yeah.
Reasserting themselves definitely in this game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we already have a star pass, too. Pearl Jam was the jammer. That is, I believe, Goldie. Yes, Goldie hurts a lot. As the jam concludes. And was that
4 points for Columbia. So holding Rockin City scoreless, extending that lead. Columbia's definitely been on a little bit of a run in this second quarter of the game.
more than doubling the score of Rockin City, but we still have a whole nother half. So don't go anywhere.
Absolutely. Rockin City's going to talk about it in the locker room, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, and we can't see the period clock time at the moment. There it is. 2 minutes on the gem clock. This will be the final gem of the first half. Freight Train jamming again. Getting denied at turn 1 and out.
That was 93 Robin Banks with the stop there from Columbia. But Freight Train makes lead jammer status, makes it out of the pack. Coming around for points right now as Bing Bong gets a long run back.
Yep, Bing Bong on initial. Freight Train getting reset to the jam line. In control of this jam. Through on the inside. Exactly 1 lap ahead of Bing Bong is Freight Train.
Yeah, they're right there together, coming around to hit the back of the pack.
Being told by Sharknado, run it. We're going to run this one long is what they're saying.
Yeah, they like the matchup here. So Freight Train in control of this jam with lead jammer status, letting it run a little bit. Stuck on some defense right now.
We have Yellow Fever in this pack. Freight Train getting hit again. That is 03 Crew doing a great job.
Columbia really working together nicely in this game on defense. Just pushing at that defensive formation. Getting some help from a teammate, but has to bridge now. So Freight Train bridging him out really far in the front and completes that scoring trip. So a good gamble by the bench staff, it looks like. They are ahead by 8 points on the jam.
Now 4.
Now 4.
So Bing Bong out on a first scoring pass for this jam. Freight Train caught up and calling it just in time as the jam concluded. We'll be right back in 10 minutes. But briefly, we want to tell you about our officials.
The tournament head NSO this weekend is Tragadora the Jaminator, and the tournament head referee is Darth Bling.
And then for the crew, we have Aggie Battery, Bruce Almighty, Bionic, Category, Chemical Restraint, Chewbacca, Decider, Doesn't Matter, Effin' Ref, Illinois, Galvatron, Huggins, Ice Queen.
And Jack Strap, Jiminy Cricket, Jekyll and Sides, Gym Class Hero, Joss, Cataclysm, Catastrophe, Kilt Trip, Laddie, Lemon Stinger, Mala Suerte, Mama Vader, and Montana Mauler.
Also, Mortal Kombat, Mother Flippin' Artist, Ms. Judgment, No Ship Sherlock, Nomad, Officially Mel, Oh Yoshi Dint, Queen of Catitude, Quick Grayson, Refty Venture, Rose Lambeau, Rough Draft,
Shrimp and Roll, Silken Tofu, Smush, Stonesty, The Doctor, Toxic Narcotic, T-Rebel Maker, Web Links, Will Rider, Wishbone Breaker, Extra Crispy, and Zero Factorial.
Big thanks to our officials. We literally can't do it without them. Thank you.
Absolutely. Roller derby just wouldn't be the same. Okay, back in 8.5 minutes with some stats and other information for you. Stay tuned. Welcome back to North America South Regional Tournament. This is deep in the heart of Derby, hosted by the Texas Roller Girls. We're live from Travis County Exposition Center, and we are halfway through game number 1. It's Columbia QuadSquad taking on Rockin City Roller Derby. We've got some penalty and some scoring updates for you. So right now, Rockin City's sitting at 14 team penalties after the first period. Only one person in some big trouble. That's Jackie Daniels with 5 penalties right now. And on the Columbia side, that team is sitting on 8 penalties, no one with more than 2.
Yeah, very clean. And only 2 power gems, 1 for each team. So that's pretty clean. You want your gemmers on the track. And points-wise, the high scorer, I'll give you 3 guesses. High scorer for Rockin City is Freight Train with 38. Of those 46 points for Rockin' City. A high score is Mustache for Columbia with 32. And these are my rough chicken scratch numbers, not official stats. And 26 points by Bing Bong. So both those jammers doing a lot of work of those 75 points. The bulk of those points scored by those two jammers, Bing Bong and Mustache.
Yeah, it's been a very strategic, physical game so far. Actually several scoreless jams completely in the first half, right? Just defense winning the whole thing.
We had 2 scoreless jams,
Okay.
3 2-minute jams, and we've had 3 lead changes. And Columbia's had that lead since about jam number, I will know.
Don't guess, Muffin.
Okay, jam number 6.
Yeah. You know, Rockin' City came out really strong, and again, we're seeing the number 6 seed take on the number 11 seed. So Columbia should have control of this game, you know, according to all the predictions. They're supposed to win this game 2-1 on the differential, but not able to pull out quite that much of a lead so far in the game at any point against Rockin' City. Their defense is very strong. Their jammers are super intense and working their way through the pack. So I'm curious to see what adjustments are going to be made after halftime.
Oh, yeah, a predictor is great. We love AI, or do we? But also, they didn't know that Pearl Jam and Freight Train would be rostered for this tournament. So they make a big difference. Powerful jammers that have been around for a while, plenty of experience, and plenty of points being scored by this next jammer,
Yep.
Freight Train.
There's really been some momentum swings in this game, but Columbia taking advantage of a big swing early on and coming into period number 2 with some momentum. But Freight Train, lead jammer status for Rockin' City.
Oh, yeah, both those high scorers are jamming. Mustache is out on initial. Freight Train hopping through on that inside turn number 1. Full scoring pass, but look at Mustache stole 3 points as well.
We've got an injury. All right, we are back. Injury timeout concluded there.
That was at Spain, but got up on her own. So we will continue with the Jam 2, Period 2, Game 1, Day 1 of our tournament.
Right now, Columbia with 78 points, Rockin' City with 50. And the result of that last jam, Columbia scored 3, Rockin' City scored 4 before the injury timeout ended the jam.
Yeah, Mustache stole those 3 points right at the end of that jam. And there's the fun whistle. We are back in business. I believe that's Combat Cali jamming for Rockin' City.
And we've got an empty penalty box right now.
It's actually Pearl Jam, according to the scoreboard. Bing Bong jamming again, the second high score for Columbia, getting lead jammer status.
Star pass in progress for Rockin' City, but the jammer just stashed it, made it out on the initial trip as Bing Bong comes around for a scoring trip. Looks like Columbia wants to let this one run.
Yep, Gonna go long. Oh gosh, apex attempt foiled at turn number 1.
That was a big swing.
Oh yeah, and we do forcing the penalty. This is the second power jam for Columbia.
So we've got Columbia with lead jammer status and a power jam right here, looking to open up that differential that they want on the game, right? Easy pass on the inside for Bing Bong, and already 12 points on the jam.
This is only our third double-digit jam of this game. Whew. But yeah, that was a wide open inside lane, and Bing Bong took advantage of that. Pearl Jam standing for the last few seconds of her penalty.
Ooh. So something I'm seeing from the defense is that they are really good at stopping the runbacks. Both teams are really not letting those runbacks continue to plague the jammer.
Oh yeah. Everybody caught up between 3 and 4.
We've got one in the box for Rockin City.
And a 40-point game. Make that 44. Bing Bong through. Pearl Jam also through. Back to 40. 94 to 54 as we conclude jam number 2.
Thank you to Create and Skate Factory. They're the world's market leader in roller derby uniforms, providing derby love for every size, age, and gender. That is Frogmouth. I'm sorry, I read the wrong line. That's Frogmouth. They're the world's market leader in roller derby uniforms. And you can find them here in the building or online. That's Frogmouth.
Freight Train donning the star again. Jam number 3 against Mustache. They met in jam 1. They're meeting in jam 3. Mustache again, lead jammer. 2 lead jams in a row for Columbia. Freight Train out on initial.
So pack picking up speed. Rockin City defenders going up to the front of the pack.
The pack gaining a little speed as they approach turn 3 as a jam is called.
Yeah, quick call off there.
Freight Train forcing the call off. Number 202 with the choo-choo.
And that was 2-point pickup for Columbia. 96 to 54 is your score. Under 27 minutes left to play in the game. And stay tuned for game number 2. That's coming up next. It's going to be Chattanooga All-Stars taking on Dallas's Army of Darkness.
Did you get a snack?
Underway right now with jam number 4, Painfully taking on Combat Kaylee.
Four 3-pack advantage for Rockin City, but Combat Kelly getting reset to beyond and before the jammer line. We have Yaddle Jackie Daniels holding up the front of that quad pack. And Moxie Balboa again with a hit to the inside. Oh, Tim Burr just before turn 1.
That's a great description.
Painfully resetting as well. Moxie going to the penalty box for that. Combat Kaylee has already been to Curly Jammer and is out of the pack.
Wow, big fight to make it out of the pack. And a star pass now for Columbia. Hellfire has the star.
This is the first star pass that they've used.
Mm-hmm.
That strategy this game. Combat Kelly hitting the pack. The pack speeding. Hip whip off Jackie Daniels and through a full scoring pass. Hitting it, quitting it, calling off the jam. And points stolen? Yes. 2 points stolen at the end.
Columbia knocking on the door of 100 points in the game. But Rockin City still managing to stay ahead of that 2-1 differential. Official timeout has been called. Again, your score 99 to 58. Oh, 100 to 58. We just got a score update. 25 minutes left in the period. Let me read the right read for Create and Skate Factory. I'm still feeling bad about that from earlier. If you need a gift for the skater in your life, get skate-themed art, stickers, or gifts from Create and Skate Factory. It's a passion project by Jukebox, and I'm sure you can find them online. Create and Skate Factory.
And this timeout is also brought to you by Damsels Who Discuss. One of our team announcer members runs this podcast, but shout out to the podcast Damsels Who Discuss for donating tournament MVP trophies. Give them a listen on your favorite podcast app and visit them in our vendor village.
Okay, about to get underway with jam number 5. We've just got Freight Train with the star for Rockin City Rollers out of Round Rock, Texas, up against Moody for Columbia.
Moody caught up behind Goldie, Hurts a Lot, and a Spain. Freight Train, ooh, Moody sneaking out for lead jammer status. 3 of the first 5 jams, lead jammer status going to Columbia, but Freight Train is out on initial.
Seeing so much good offense in this game, Muffin. It's like every teammate is doing their best to help out their jammer. It's great to see 2 points to pick up there. And we are about 25 minutes left to play. Oh, 3 points. 3 points to Columbia. So 103 to 58 is your score right now, under 25 minutes left.
Plenty of time left in this game. I believe that is Cholarola donning the star for skaters in light blue, Rockin City Greatest Hits. It is Cholarola and Bing Bong jamming again for Columbia.
And Bing Bong was the high-scoring jammer in P1, right? Is that what you had said earlier?
One at the second place.
Okay, second.
Yes. Ooh, the pack coming to a crawl at turn 1. Moxie Yellow Fever and Sinner holding up the front of that pack.
Wow, just locking it down in corner 1.
Oh, yeah. Michigana and Crew doing some great defense at the back of that pack.
Both teams just doing great work on defense today, but Columbia grabs lead jammer status, Bing Bong out and coming around for a scoring trip right now.
With a star pass going to Miss Destruction. This will be the 6th star pass of this game.
Wow, great push through the middle of that pack by Columbia. Gets the jam called off, holding Rockin City scoreless and extending their lead. 107 now for Columbia, up against Rockin City 58. And we're headed into jam number 7. We've got a clear penalty box. And here we go. Freight Train has the star for Rockin City. Moody for Columbia.
Moody tiptoeing through, skates as getting lead jammer status. That was a really pretty line work. Freight Train out on initial.
Oh, and a cutting the track penalty for Freight Train. Power jam now for Columbia. Wow, big hit at the front by number 19.
That is Goldie Hurts a lot.
1 to the box for Rockin City from the defense.
Great assist by Crew. Getting Moody through on a scoring pass, 4 on the board so far this jam. Moody putting to the scoreboard because they can't see the clock. I will tell them by telepathy there's a minute and a half left in this jam.
I mean, that is a requirement for the game, right? For the scoreboard to be visible, obviously for strategic reasons, and it is not visible to the players right now. So,
luckily we can see it and we'll tell you what's happening. Oh no, it has stopped.
Yeah, we might see a long official timeout after this jam. Oh, maybe we're back.
Freight Train out on initial.
Yeah, out of the penalty box, completed that initial trip, and that's going to force the call off by Moody. A nice pickup by Columbia there. I don't think we're seeing points on the scoreboard right now. There's a disconnection issue. As far as we can tell, it's frozen. Yeah, official timeout. Here we go. So I'd like to say thanks to ATX Women's Sports Pub. Austin's new sports pub is exclusively supporting women's sports. I freaking love that. That's beautiful. All fans are welcome. Coming in the fall of 2024, you can visit them in the Vendor Village. That's ATX Women's Sports Pub.
I'm going to go to the chat real quick. Hi, Speedo's watching. I will see you tomorrow. That's great. I want a hug. Are you playing in the mashup? It is Sunday. And we have so many officials in the chat. Thank you. I would love if you help explain penalties to our watchers if we miss something. When is the Chattanooga Rollers bout?
It's up next. Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Stay tuned for that.
We will be on a little delay. I know we're doing shortened intermissions to catch up with our delay, but they are the next game on the docket.
Yeah, this morning we had some internet connectivity issues in the venue, and that's still why we're using a less than ideal camera setup right now. We're going to work on improving that over the course of the day if we can. Scoreboard's back up. Love to see it.
Okay, well, there's another, our fourth double-digit game, jam, 11 points, taking Columbia to 118. And then we have our third scoreless jam for Rockin City. They're holding at 58 points. 22 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, and Columbia now approaching the predicted differential that they were supposed to win this game by. So I think they love to see that. And Rockin City really going to try to claw their way back into this and get a little bit of even a rankings upset, if not a bracket upset.
Oh, let's hear it for upsets. Who likes an upset?
We love an upset.
We saw a bunch at the last tournament in Arizona. But we have a lot of the crew from Arizona announcing today, so you'll hear some voices that you know all weekend.
Yeah, great crew this weekend, and a big thanks to our tournament head announcer, DJ TJ. But right now we're back underway with jam number 8, Freight Train taking on Bing Bong.
Freight Train looking for the outside. Nice assist by Jackie Daniels, just enough to get Freight Train lead jammer status.
Bing Bong with a multiplayer penalty. Headed to the penalty box, so power jam for Freight Train.
And right around the outside, just at turn number 2. I didn't know there was space. Freight made that space.
So Round Rock lining up for some offense for Freight Train right now on the power jam. Nice line up the outside. Just one to beat up there for Freight Train.
Freight Train stretching that pack. The defense really extending the distance of that pack. Freight Train squeaking by. Hopping over that apex, just enough to get through. That's a second scoring jam for Freight Train on this jam.
So coming out of the box is Columbia's jammer with the star in hand. Round Rock not confused at all about this situation as Freight Train completes another scoring trip. That is 12 points on the power jam for Rockin City.
So Freight's highest scoring jam of the first half was 10 points. So Freight's already beaten that score. And still counting, has already beat that record. We have a star pass, second star pass for Columbia, the new jammer of record, that is Hellfire.
And Freight Train with the awareness, getting the jam called off, holding holding Columbia scoreless with a 13-point jam. Wow, closing that gap. I think I might have predicted that before the jam, didn't I?
You
said
did.
Round Rock's going to fight their way back into this. They want that rankings upset. So 118 right now for Columbia, 71 for Rockin City. 20 minutes left in the game. And we are a little bit delayed today, so if you're tuning in for Chattanooga in the next game, who are they playing? Dallas Army of Darkness. Stay tuned for that.
Pearl Jam jamming again against Mustache. Mustache already through, been declared lead jammer for Columbia, but Pearl Jam out, about a quarter of a lap behind. Forearm penalty being called on Yellow Fever.
Yeah, Pearl Jam, a super speedy skater, but wow, Mustache getting a clear line.
Wow. Beautiful shoulder hit by Miss Destruction.
Yeah, that looks painful. I think I heard it.
Right.
through my headphones.
I felt it. 3 points to 4 in favor of Columbia. Make that 4-2 in favor of Columbia. 73 for Rockin City, 122 for Columbia.
Yeah, the hits are big. I think I remember playing Columbia years ago. Maybe it was like 2017, and just the hits that they go out for, they hurt.
Is it all the sweet tea?
It must be. It must be.
Freight Train jamming again against Moody. Nice hit by Catrix.
Oh, yep. We all saw it. So to the box for Moody. This is going to be another power jam for Rockin City.
Yep, forcing the call off. This is only the third power jam for Rockin City, but Freight Train still on that initial, getting reset all the way to the bottom of the track.
Didn't I just do this with the power jamming? There she goes. That is lead jammer status for Freight Train. And now the first scoring trip. Ooh, nice clear on the outside. What a jump around. 4 points so far on the power jam, but Columbia's jammer already standing in the penalty box with the star in hand.
Freight Train taking the pack to the inside, getting held up right on that line. Knowing that Moody is on initial pass, patiently waiting for an opening. Ooh, look at that. Oh, Goldie is everywhere. That lateral movement is amazing. Again, to the inside, then to the outside.
So Freight Train tried to take a shirt whip off of a teammate there on the outside line, but pulled the teammate down, so has to restart that trip.
Okay, that was over almost a minute and a half, but Moody is out on initial.
So Freight Train, again with that awareness, gets the jam called off, holding Columbia scoreless and picking up 4 points. So 122 for Columbia, 77 for Rockin City, and we're 17 and a half minutes left to play.
Woo.
Special thank you to the on-site tournament wellness, offering walk-up compression space pants. Ooh, I'm intrigued. Cold heat therapy and wellness products from Urban Apothecary. So if you're headed into the venue, know that there's some wellness offerings available to you.
Yeah, and let's make that 8 points on that last jam by Freight Train. They really have 81, but Combat Kelly, no one saw Combat get through. Already been carried lead jammer for Rockin City. Painfully jamming for Columbia. We have Miss Destruction, Sinner, and Moxie Balboa holding up the front of that pack for Rockin City. Painfully, an initial pass. Combat Kaylee! Woo!
So agile.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Kaylee is a generation skater. Combat Kaylee's mom is Bacon Evie, currently helping the bench today for Rockin City.
I don't know if I'd want my mom on the bench, would you?
Right?
Should have a great relationship. Okay, penalty to a Rockin City blocker headed to the penalty box right now, and the jam gets called off with 2 additional points going to Round Rock, so 6-0 on that jam, closing the differential for them. Oh, 1 point stolen by Columbia as well, so 123-87 is your score right now. And we've got 16 minutes left to play, and there is an official review called by Columbia.
Okay, well, this review is brought to you by ATX Women's Sports Pub. Austin's new sports pub is exclusively supporting women's sports. All fans are welcome. Coming fall of 2024, visit them in the Vendor Village. Women's sports are everywhere right now. And also, let's talk about saving your noggin and the sponsor of our penalty box, S1 Helmets. S1 Helmets is a proud helmet sponsor of the Texas Roller Girls and our travel teams. Find out more about the S1 Lifer helmet at www.s1helmets.com.
Yeah, and there's one Round Rock skater in that S1 penalty box right this second, so when we do get back underway, a little pack advantage to Columbia.
And then we did have a second point added to Columbia, so it's actually 2-6 in favor of Rockin City, 124-87.
And it looks like we're going to hear from the head ref.
Black has requested an official review. They would like to assess a failure to see a cut by the blue jammer in the previous jam. We will review and come back with the results.
Okay, so Columbia looking for a cut on the Rockin City jammer.
Yes, this is when we really want instant replay. We'll see what they decide. But that would have been Combat Kaylee, who had a great jam. But that jam was brought to you by Frogmouth. They're the world's market leader in roller derby uniforms, providing derby love for every size, age, and gender. Oh, yes, we love Goldie. Goldie definitely was a standout at Clover Cup and won tournament MVP, MV blocker. That was back in March, hosted by Dallas Derby Devils, who are also here today.
Let us know where you're watching from in the chat. We love to see where everybody's tuning in. Maybe you're in Europe and it's getting late there and you're staying up for Derby. Let us know about it.
Oh, I love to see that. Right? Because what time? If they're 9 hours ahead or behind? Behind. I don't know.
Ahead, right? Oh, we don't know. Don't listen to us.
I'll check my world clock later, but it is 9-ish hours from our time zone.
I think it's getting late there. Yeah, I do think it is, yeah.
We are currently in the central time zone. Yes, it's a little bedtime derby. Thank you,
There's
Shady.
no better way to go to sleep, really.
Oh, and speaking of the next game, Shady Hawkins will be on the mic.
What?
Let's give her a big welcome back. You'll recognize that beautiful voice from Champs of Past.
Is Shady blushing right now?
She is, and smiling. She's shy. No,
Stop.
she's not. Stop it, I'm shy. Okay, we are back in business. We have Freight Train back on the line again for Rockin City. Should I guess this is Mustache?
I think it is, yeah. And we've got about 16 minutes left to play in the game. So this is our first jam matchup. We're seeing it come right back around. Wow, really strong tripod out there for Columbia, holding back Freight Train. Knocks Freight Train to the outside in a long recycle. There's going to be a penalty going to one Columbia blocker.
Mustache through and has been declared the lead jammer. Freight Train, ooh, look at that. A nice little step back. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, and
little
you're out.
offense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And on
the
the
hokey pokey at that point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but Mustache already through, hitting it, quitting it. Ooh, not before one last hit by Manecki. But that's a scoreless jam for Rockin City. They will hold at 87, and 4 more on the board for Columbia, taking them to 128 points. We have 25% left of this game, 15 minutes on the period clock.
People checking in from all over the place. We love to see it.
I only found out it's 5:30 p.m. in London right now.
Okay, so it's not even late yet. Come on.
Oh, we have Fort Worth watching, lots of Texas teams, lots of Texas fans. Phoenix, Arizona tuning in. Hi, Murray. Austin, Texas. Andrew is at work. Hi, Andrew.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. We got Canada in the house.
Denver, Carson City, Nevada. But we're missing telling you about Bing Bong. Already been declared lead jammer. Pearl Jam in the pack and out on initial, half a lap behind.
Ooh, wow. Beautiful jump over the apex. That was a 4-point pickup. Easy as pie for Columbia on that one. 132 is their score right now. Rockin City at 87 and under 15 minutes left to play.
Woo. Oh, my goodness. Back to who's watching Carson City, Nevada. And who's watching at work? Tell us how you're pretending to be working. I'll have a spreadsheet up just in case someone comes to look at my screen. ATL, baby. Yes. Hi, Ashley Dunrich. Let's see. Baton Rouge. Got some Red Stick fans. In the south of France, bonjour. Bernice Defier, hello and bonjour and howdy from Texas.
So we're into jam number 14 right now. Freight Train has the star for Rockin City. Mustache for Columbia. We've got one in the box for Rockin City. Jammers just racing their way out, but it's going to be Columbia picking up lead jammer status. Oh, no. Freight Train was awarded lead jammer, it looks like. Yeah, Freight Train has lead jammer status, but did not make it out of the pack. So Mustache coming around for a scoring trip, going to force that call off. 0-0 jam, Muffin.
Yeah, I think that's our fourth scoreless jam. Third scoreless jam. So a whole lot of
that was a very different type of scoreless jam. I feel like the last one we saw was just a defensive battle and went the full 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, great awareness by Freight Train. Amazing. Just like the timing of the call-offs are just perfect, you know.
And also her awareness of the outside line. Did you see her look down and her wheel was like a hair away from the line? Beautiful skating. We all know this. We're
so
all fans.
calm, so in control. It's just a clinic, really. But right now, Bing Bong picking up lead jammer status for Columbia. Freight Train not too far behind.
No, not even a quarter of a lap. Freight Train going 2 jams in a row so far. We know Freight Train has the endurance. Ooh.
Oh, no. So big impact by Bing Bong as, okay, no penalty called there, so successful call-off. And Rockin City picking up 4 points. So 132 is your score right now for Columbia, 91 for Rockin City, and 12 and a half minutes left to go.
Ooh. Oh, my gosh. You can feel the energy in this building. The people are still trickling in. But everyone has the Derby fever right now.
Yeah, we can't give you a live penalty update right now either. We don't have access to the live penalty board, but it seems to me like penalties have been a little bit lighter in the second half. So it was pretty light on the penalties in the first place in the first half. So pretty clean game here. Not too many power jam opportunities for either team.
Okay, and this team timeout is brought to you by 185 Killer Pads. I'm sorry. Oh, it has a typo. 187 Killer Pads. Often imitated, never duplicated. Stick with the best. And I'll repeat, 187 Killer Pads.
So this looks like an official review, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. There's
okay.
the O.
For
yes.
Rockin City, looks like.
And then we...
So they're asking for a penalty on the Columbia jammer, low block. I saw that. So it was the apex jump. Jammer landed, took out an opponent, and even the jammer looked at the jammer up like, am I going to the box or can I call it? And ended up being able to call that jam off. So Pretty smart request on that review.
Oh, yeah, you even mentioned it. Oh, okay, so they're binning Clear Lead Jammer. Okay.
Okay. Okay, then. I want to say thanks to Create and Skate Factory. Once again, Juke is a fellow derby skater. That's Jukebox. We all know Jukebox from back in the day. Fellow derby player skating now in Barcelona. Also skated with London Roller Derby. And every sale is going to support a fellow skater. So get to Create and Skate Factory.
Let's go back to the chap. Whip Sass number 513 saying, what is this? Bing Bong is such an iconic name. It is, and it is so fun to say on mic.
It's fun to say, yeah.
Bing Bong. Bing Bong Lead Jammer. I've said it several times today. Thank you and answers. You're welcome, Sloan Borrego. And we have a sorry.
You know, we had a good view of that one. We saw it happen. We wondered. And now here comes the jammer sitting down for a low block.
Yep, and that is the second official review won by Rockin City.
It's
and
true.
that just shows you how good coaches
It's a double unicorn.
are so important.
Yeah.
So important.
That was pretty far from the bench, too, where that happened. So good eye for them.
For real.
So Power Jam now for Rockin City. Guess who's got the star? Freight Train.
That's 3 in a row for Freight Train. No time to rest. Freight Train has plenty of endurance. You know, she teaches step aerobics in her spare time, as well as jam skating and transports pets across the nation. There's lead jammer status for Freight Train.
Okay, so Power Jam underway now as Columbia's jammer standing in the penalty box. Freight Train coming in for the first scoring trip. Gosh, great offense from Rockin City.
Oh, yeah, Jackie Daniels opening the inside and then opening the outside. We'll put you through. Ooh, look at that. Sneaking out of the box and through the pack. That was Bing Bong.
Nobody saw Bing Bong there.
We got to say Bing Bong.
That was a free initial pass for Bing Bong. I think she's going to meet some defense on this next one, though.
It was a sneaky little hop. Okay, forcing the call off, but stealing points? No. I see knuckle. Okay.
Just one more point going up for Rockin City. So that was a 5-0 jam in favor of Rockin City. Closing that differential. Columbia at a 132, Rockin City at 96, and we've got 11 minutes left in the game.
3 scoreless jams for Columbia and a 9-0 run for Rockin City. 11 minutes left in this game. And on the stream, who are your favorite blockers? To give us who your favorites are, or give us a shout out to your favorite skater.
Favorite skater playing in this game? Let's limit it to that.
Yes, that you've seen play in the last hour.
Right now with the starts, Mustache for Columbia and Combat Kaylee for Rockin City. 1 to the box for Rockin City. That's the pivot, number 7.
That is Sinner. Sinner's a very clean skater. I know that's her first penalty this whole game. Combat sticking through the inside. Lead jammer status.
Move.
So 3 of the last 4 jams, lead jammer status going to Rockin City. So on a little momentum shift, but is it enough to break this 36-point difference?
And there's been a star pass on the Columbia side. Crew has the star now, coming around 4 points. Looks like Rockin City let them steal.
That was pretty. That was like totally forcing the waist shouldering through legally. Great jam by Mad Dash. Who was that? Mustache?
And then a star pass to Crew.
Oh, it was Crew. Crew
yeah.
doing great blocking today. Another one of my little notations. Crew is good, which is why Crew's here.
Crew's good for sure. And that was a 4-4 jam. So your score right now: Columbia 136 to Rockin City 100. This is not the 2-1 differential predicted, Muffin. We've got under 10 minutes left to play.
And 10 minutes is plenty of time for more roller derby action. This game, so exciting. Freight Train jamming again against Bing Bong. Back block penalty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. So, wow. Okay, 4th power jam for Columbia.
Oh, just really great coordinated defense by Rockin City, though. Wow, they are so good at reforming, so good at working together.
Right, announcer's curse, Centerfold going to the penalty box again. 2 jams in a row. We have lead jammer, Bing Bong.
So Power Jam continues. Freight Train is standing in the penalty box right now as Bing Bong comes in for a scoring trip.
Wow, and that was an easy pass right at the bottom apex, right on that wide open inside lane. So 4 points and counting for Bing Bong.
Freight Train is re-entering at the back of the pack right now as well. Finds a line up the inside to complete the initial trip for Round Rock.
Oh, wow, what a nice little dodge and weave by Bing Bong getting around. Ooh, Freight Train sneaking around the outside. Stealing on three.
So much hustle, so much hustle.
So pretty, so fun to watch. 3 points to win.
So 7-3 is the result of that jam in favor of Columbia. Columbia at 143 right now, Rockin City at 103. 8 minutes left to go.
Whew, my heart. So exactly 40 points between these two teams. Whole lot of excitement. Remember, the winner of this game gets the honor of playing ATL Atlanta Dirty South Derby at 5:15 p.m. and that time is tentative.
And in Central. Right now we've got Mustache taking the star for Columbia up against Pearl Jam for Rockin City.
Mustache, look at that, round the outside, lead jammer status. Pearl Jam taking that same path, out on initial.
Round Rock so good at getting to the front of the pack, setting up their defensive wall for Mustache right now.
Yep, nice little assist. That is Robin Banks.
Mustache takes a knock out of bounds to the outside line and calls off the jam. Pearl Jam was just hitting the back of the pack as that jam got called off.
Whew, oh my gosh. So only getting 2 points for Columbia, so slowing it down, 145 to 103.
And we've got 7 minutes left to go in this game. I want to thank S1 Helmets once again. You can find out more about them at s1helmets.com. And that's number1helmets.com.
Freight Train jamming again. They are off. Freight Train getting held back right there. That is, again, Robin Banks. Great derby name. There's a Robin Groceries out there somewhere too, but I love it. Robin Banks, Robin Groceries. And Bing Bong, the jammer of record for Columbia.
It's a tough economy out there. Just gotta
Ooh, Power Jam, Rockin City. It's the fourth Power Jam. That was a back box penalty being called on Bing Bong, but Freight Train is the lead jammer.
Freight Train has gotten every Power Jam that Rockin City has gotten today.
I think so, yes. Ooh, look at that, look at that. The skill.
Pushing past. Yep, that's a scoring trip complete for on the Power Jam so far for Freight Train, coming around quickly for another trip. And Rockin City's got a player isolated.
Oh, yeah, and on the outside, you have Goldie, paying for that, but actually took down every blocker in their path. We have a down skater.
All right, we are back underway. That was, I think, Hellfire that was down there, but up on their own strength, so it's good to see.
Yeah, big shout out to our medics out there and all of our volunteers, and sending good vibes and healing vibes to Hellfire. But we only have just under 6 minutes left in this game, and we're going to try and make up some time. Don't forget, Chattanooga is next against Dallas Derby Devils. And really quick from the chat, you know what I learned? Crew and Bing Bong are sisters. Oh. So yes, it runs in the family.
Okay, that's all making sense now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we've got under 6 minutes left to play. Columbia 145, Rockin City 111, and I think I mentioned it before, but this is not the 2-1 differential that was predicted for this game. So winner gets to go play Atlanta, and the loser in this case might get a little bit of a rankings upset and win in that sense. So.
Oh, that's fun. Freight Train again jamming for Rockin City. That is Moody jamming and getting lead jammer status for Columbia.
Freight Train's out of the pack now. Going to put some pressure on. Go ahead. 4-3
pack advantage. Sorry for Rockin City. Go ahead.
And I was just going to say that Columbia losing one to the S1 penalty box. So it's going to be 3-on-3 in the pack to start the next jam. Jam number 22. Jams have been short in this period.
Oh, yeah. It's really, I love when a game really, I don't know, it did not fly by. Sometimes they fly by.
No.
This one is not, but it doesn't say it wasn't action-packed. This has been a great game. Freight Train going in again. 3 jams in a row.
Wow.
Yeah. Against Mustache.
I mean, Columbia's defense is extremely strong. Their formations are super tight, and Freight Train is the jammer that can contend, it looks like, in this matchup.
And speaking of sisterly love, Valentina Massacre and Billy Goat are also sisters. So I love it. Derby runs in the family, and I mean, we're all sisters and brothers and siblings around here, right? Multiplayer block.
It's number 667 on Columbia.
Billy Goat, speaking of sisterly love,
yeah,
going to the S1 helmets penalty box. Freight Train out on initial.
Okay, right now Mustache coming in for a scoring trip. Meets up with the defense in the front. Wow, nice spin around the outside line. Goes out of bounds, but probably picked up most of those points. I think we're going to see the jam ref conferring with the outside pack ref on the number of points. Looks like just 2. So a 2-point pickup for Columbia, 150 to 111 against Rockin City, and about 4 minutes left to play.
Whew. Wow, so this timeout is brought to you by Texas Roller Girls, our lovely host. We would love them. Don't forget, Texas Roller Girls started it all. We are where we had the first flat track roller derby team back in 2003. And if you look at our track, that track was designed by our very own team announcer friend, Electra Blue. Use a little AutoCAD and magic, and this is the track we skate on today.
It's amazing that that we've got an announcer here on the crew with that kind of, influence on the game, the modern incarnation of roller derby that we all love and spend all our money on and give our blood, sweat, and tears to. And don't forget, up next we've got Chattanooga taking on Dallas Army of Darkness. That's the Dallas A team. Another team timeout called now by Columbia.
I'm going to go back to the chat. Oh, Merblade, I just hope everyone has fun. Yes. I mean, I see 3 Texas teams here that I all love. I have many friends on many of these teams. I want all the teams to have fun. And, of course, I want to see everyone winning in many ways. A good hit, a lead jam.
A rankings upset.
Yes.
Yeah.
An MVP award. We are giving awards for every game, and some lucky someone may or may not, or whatever, someone is going to win it.
Someone's going to win it.
Yeah. Tournament MVP, MV blocker, MV jammer, and then we have many tournament MVPs here today of the WFTDA championships. Freight Train won in 2018. Let me see, Bloody Mary, if you remember, she was one of the first executive directors of WFTDA, will be here along with Hydra, the namesake of our trophy, going for the gold. First place will get to touch and hold the Hydra eventually at
Yeah.
our championships in
No,
November.
I think the Hydra's just been like hanging out in Portland for 5 years. Is that right?
Indeed, yes.
It's like in the Rose City Rollers warehouse, just waiting for its next home, potentially, or maybe not. You never know. But wow, Shady Hawkins has got a fabulous hat on right now.
Oh yeah, it's sparkly, it's black, it's felt, it's beautiful. Freight Train, 4th jam in a row, getting lead jammer status. And it's a power start for Texas. Mustache is in the penalty box.
Yeah,
in the S1
penalty box. Yep, and it was pretty full at the start of this jam for Columbia, so big advantage here for Rockin City, but Freight Train gets knocked to the outside and such a long run back by number 93. And that's Robin Banks.
Okay, power jam over Mustache. Star in hand, hitting the back of the pack. Having to get around center, Jackie Daniels and Miss Destruction. Moxie holding the pack in play. Looking for a little offense for Freight Train.
Forearm to a Rockin City defender.
That is Miss Destruction. Going to the S1 penalty box. Freight Train getting reset all the way back, but is on a scoring pass. Mustache getting reset by center, still on initial. Star pass. Oh, sneaky. Mustache
Sneaky
handed
star
that
pass.
off.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Star pass to number 03. That's Crew. Putting some pressure on to get that thing called off. 4-point pickup for Rockin City. And our score right now, Columbia 150, Rockin City 115. And we're under 3 minutes left in the game. Team timeout right now for Rockin City.
When Shady's hat is on loan from our lovely Ice Queen. I saw Ice Queen was wearing some sparkly boots earlier. Ice Queen is fabulous and one of my favorite officials from Dallas. Yes, we love Ice Queen. Hi, Ice Queen. I don't know if you're listening, but if you see Ice Queen, send some muffin love.
Muffin love.
Ice Queen, guess what? We'll be officiating the next game. We told you about our crew earlier. We have a crew of over 60 volunteers officiating on and off skates all weekend long. Another big thank you to them.
All right, the team timeout has timed out, and we're going to get back underway with jam number 24. Really high number of jams in the second period. They've been quick, they've been tactical, they've been getting called off.
And they've been a lot skated by Freight Train. This is Freight Train's
Yeah.
5th jam in a row, starting as jammer.
I think they're using timeouts just to rest Freight Train a little bit.
Yep.
Up against Moody for Columbia. Columbia losing one defender to the penalty box.
Ooh, Moody already declared lead jammer, but Freight Train sneaking through. Not the jammer in the lead. Not the lead jammer, but the jammer in the lead. That is Freight Train forcing that call off. That was interesting how that happened.
Yeah, it was. It was. And what's happened there, when Moody called off that jam, she kind of iced a couple of defenders for Rockin City in the penalty box, and there's going to be a big pack advantage for Columbia at the start of the next jam. So not a total loss there.
No, smart playing. But I don't think they noticed. Oh, they have 3 blockers on the track, and they're putting Jackie in. Jackie has at least 5 penalties. Jackie and Sinner. But that is some great. Between the two of them, we have 35 years of experience of roller derby.
Yeah, so true. So big push from the Columbia jammer. Makes it through. That's Moody. Second jam in a row, right, for Moody?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so coming around on the power jam for points now. Freight Train out of the box and through the pack on the initial trip as well.
Yep, 6 jams in a row for Freight Train, if you're counting. Forcing the call off again, but another scoreless jam for Rockin City. Held scoreless for 2 jams. So 154 to 115 in favor of Columbia. 1:40 on the game clock.
Yeah, and I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, but this was predicted to be a 2-1 differential. So right now, with just 49 points, terrible at math, 39 points between the two teams. This is not the differential that Columbia wanted out of this game. And they'll, of course, continue on in the bracket and play Atlanta later this evening. But definitely wanted to come away with that 2-1 differential that's predicted. Of course, that affects the rankings for both teams, and it's a win for Rockin City in that regard.
A whole lot of cheering. Debbie Castro cheering for Sinner. Go Sinner. Go Moody. Nice job, Moody. These timeouts are wild. Yes, they are. Oh, but look at that. We have a handstand on there.
Okay, I'm a big fan of random handstands. I love that.
Followed by push-ups. That's bing bong. Oh, Brent, we do need photographers. You're always welcome. Please come on down. And how did you miss this? You do not follow our social media? Please come. Please come. At the front door, just say Muffin sent me. Okay, still chatting.
Yeah, we got bench staff in the middle from both teams chatting with our head official. And we're about to hear from head official now.
Upon review, the officials determined that no contact was initiated by the black jammer, resulting in a penalty. The no call will stand. We will start shortly.
All right, no call stands. And there are under 2 minutes left to go in this game. I wonder who's going to jam for Rockin' City.
I don't know. For 7 jams in a row, that's right. Freight Train. 4-2 pack advantage for Columbia, and that's Freight Jackie in the penalty box. Like I said, that is
At least 6.
at least 6. And I would assume 6 if she's still in the game.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it'd have to be. But yeah, at halftime, Jackie had 5 penalties, so.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this could be the foul out. Let's see.
Yeah, there's talking to. I think she's expecting it. Or they say, don't do that again. We're doing bad lip reading right now. I'm not sure what that non-skating official is saying, pointing to the clipboard.
Yep. So number 7 for Rockin' City headed into the penalty box, possibly to replace Jackie Daniels in there. Let's see.
Yeah, that's center 0747. Both these skaters skate with me on Team Free Radicals. We practice in Rockin' City just under 30 minutes from here. If there's no traffic, you can get there in 22 minutes.
Is there ever no traffic?
I know, right?
Is
well,
that a
morning.
thing?
This morning.
This morning, okay.
It
no
wasn't
traffic.
bad this
Yeah.
morning. I was still late, though. Sorry.
Yep, there goes Jackie Daniels.
So that was 7. I see Rose Lambeau. Rose Lambeau works all the tournaments everywhere.
Jackie Daniels going out with a smile, though. So spirits high over there on the Rockin' City bench, I think. Giving her teammates some love on the way off the track. Okay, so we've got a substitution in the box for Jackie Daniels, who has just fouled out, and we're about to get back underway. Jam number 26 coming up in our second period. Under 2 minutes left to go. It's 154 to 115 in favor of Columbia right now.
Freight Train back on the jam line against Mustache. Mustache already through and been declared lead jammer. Oh, Goldie with a great, Goldie paying for that great defense.
Yeah, forearm penalty, sending the pivot for Rockin' City to the S1 penalty box. Freight Train completes the initial trip.
Mustache just running a little timeout, you know.
Yeah.
Minute and 15 left on the game clock. 4-0 in favor of Columbia on that jam. 158 to 115.
1 minute left, Muffin. This has been such an exciting game. Like, you really see the strategy. You see the people working together out there on the track. It's been a great way to start this tournament.
Oh, yes. What a great game 1. Okay, looks like a 4-2 pack advantage for Columbia, but Freight Train, 8 jams in a row.
She's like, can I get a drink of water at least? Okay, good.
Look at Freight Train on the outside is the lead jammer. 39 seconds on the period clock, game clock.
So Freight Train approaching the back of the pack for points right now.
Moody out on initial. Freight Train, out of bounds, reset on a scoring pass. Moody through on a scoring pass. Freight Train resetting and through. That is our first scoring pass on this jam.
So definitely some penalty trouble in this jam for Rockin' City.
Easy pass for Moody on that second round.
Freight Train coming in for the second scoring trip. Columbia's a lap ahead right now.
Goldie with the offense again, though, for real. And then right back to defense. Oh, now we're playing. Well, Moody now winning this jam 12-8 so far. 1 minute left on the jam clock.
Yeah, both jammers in the pack, but Columbia a lap ahead here, so.
We still have so much time in this jam. All right, calling it. That's our unofficial score.
Wow, lots of points in that last jam of the game. It was 15-12 in favor of Columbia on that last jam, and your unofficial final, 173-127. We'll see if we get a swoopy whistle to make that official.
Woo! And the chat is going crazy. What is the temperature? Down here, it's fluctuating between about 78 and 100. I'm exaggerating, of course.
If you go outside right now in Texas, it kind of feels like you're being cremated.
That was exactly what I was about to say. I was like, if you've seen the meme where it asks you if you want to know what summer is like in Texas, and it's like, have you ever been cremated before?
Or like baked in an oven.
Or baked in an oven, yeah. So, and
Same
what's
idea.
really cute about the whole situation is that we are preheating right now. Still, we haven't even hit full broil. So, wear your long, loose, flowing clothing of light colors and
Embrace your
sunscreen.
sweatiness.
Embrace the sweat, and that is our final.
All right, final score, Columbia 173, Rockin City 127. What an amazing way to start this tournament. Stay tuned for Chattanooga versus Dallas. Thanks, Muffin.
Thank you, Scar Trek. It's been great. We love Trek. And by the way, if you see Trek in the house, happy birthday.
Thanks.